inside of you, you have your pearl, and your pearl, you have a pearl, and this is your pearl of the that it contains the things that you came here to realize into this world. There is things that you want to create in this world. There is in some ways you can call it visions, but it's a purpose. There is a way that you came here to this world to change this world, and this can be from creating villages, or for creating some specific kind of teams, or for creating some sort of action, or for bringing a certain kind of context to the world, to evolve the context and to bring in your what you're here to bring. This connection with this part of yourself uh, is your you get there when you get to your edge. When you're at your edge, you can sense that this is what I want, this is what I want to bring, this is what I'm passionate about, this is what I'm turned on for, and this is what I want to see in the world, this is what I want to dedicate my life to. And this thing happens in your edge. What I've been noticing and learning today is that when I meet with others, they are not at their edge and I am not at my edge. There is something else that's happening, that there is like a safety mechanism that protects me and them from my edge and their edge. There is like this bubble wrapping thing that it doesn't really allow for the being to be at their edge, enraged with their feelings, with raw, as a real being unfolding in the mystery and the unknown of what the world is. And what I've been noticing is that as long as I'm keeping that buffer zone, that thing where I'm keeping myself from being on my edge with others, especially people who I want to collaborate with, people who I want in my team, and people who, even like people around me, is that as long as I'm holding that buffer zone, that edge around me, that bubble wrap that keeps me comfortable inside of my being, inside of this is who I am, and this is what I like, what I don't like, and my survival mechanisms. These are my preferences, uh, and that edge working together is not possible. It becomes kind of like a second. You're not working at the edge. You're working with something before the edge, with something that is like it's delayed. What I'm discovering in the way that this works for me is that I'm a few steps ahead from being in present in reality. I'm a few steps ahead, and this might be happening for others, or it might be different. But what I'm discovering, that the way that I stop from being in my edge is that I'm behind a few seconds or a few minutes, and then I can engage with the edge from that spacing, and still that is enough, that it doesn't allow me this energy that comes from the imprint, the energy that comes from the impulse, the authentic impulse from my pearl and my purpose, and the forces of life that want to move me. That delay, even as small as it is, it it creates a blockage of those energies just flowing like a river, flowing like a storm, like unfolding into the world in the way that they need to be unfolded. So then it comes off as Jorge, this like the reality, but interpreted or spun off by Jorge, by the persona, by the filter, and it stops these forces that are coming, that are in alignment with you, that you're jacked into, from uh, creating the thing that you came here to create. So getting into the edge is a skill that is necessary for your own self, for you living your life at your edge, on the edge, not with the buffer zone, not with this filter that you might be putting on top, that we put on top to kind of like cope with reality, or to survive the society where we live, or to survive our partnership, or the harsh situation that we might be going through. And the work for an edge walker, and the work for bringing in your creations to the world, is how do you start taking off those layers that are on top of your impulses, so that you can use those impulses to create in the world directly, without all these filters, without all the shed, with just the rawness, being in contact with reality in creation. This is what I want, this is who I am, this is what I'm turned on by. I feel angry, sad, scared, happy, and I want something and I don't have it right now. And how do you get in touch with that thing so you can use it to create, instead of so much of your energy going to holding that bubble wrap, whatever way that you keep away from your edge, where you're hiding, you are in your head thinking about things, planning, and kind of like more like inside, hiding from the world, seeing your true essence. So this is what a discovery that I want to share with, because it's something that I'm noticing about the things that I want to create and how I want to create in the world. And this is my edge right now.